Yo, what's happening with what's happening?
Welcome to What's Happening. I'm Brad.
I'm Fred.
And this is a show we talk about what's happening. What's happening with you, bro?
Not much. Chilling. Man, it's Tuesday. Just sitting back, watching some games. Ain't did a whole lot of nothing. What's up with you?
Man, well, you mentioned that it's Tuesday, and peeling back the covers for the listeners, we usually record over the weekend. Give me a little bit of time to get it uploaded, get it ready to go, blah, blah, blah. But what's happening with me is that I moved. So I am recording from my new house. It is still very much in disarray. Y'all ain't gonna see nothing. I'll let y'all see. I got a little something. Nope, that's all you get to see. I got a little evidence right there, some lotion. Don't worry about what that lotion there for. No, just
where the blur at? I'm surprised you ain't got the blur up.
You know what though? Here's the thing about I don't really need the blur right now because since this is a new house, my kids haven't messed up the wall.
Hey, I got kids. I understand.
Y'all can see me, with due to the limits of the laptop. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can see me in a better quality than what you see me at in the past. But in my new house, man, trying to get this thing put together, man, it's coming together slowly but surely. Let me tell you something. Moving in the winter is absolutely terrible. If you've never done it, I do not recommend it. And this is the third time that I've moved in the winter. So
got to do better.
Man, and listen, I'm not gonna tell you the story on wax as to why I have it. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it's some BS. I'll tell you later. If I haven't already told you. I don't think I have. But I will never move in winter by choice. And unless it just absolutely has to happen, and it just absolutely has to happen. Nonetheless, we are in our new digs, and it is all good. So this is the new What's Happening studio.
From the helm.
And, and just to peel back the covers, we've told y'all before, me and Fred, we've been friends 10 years. We get to chopping it up. It was just we just decided to put this out there for the world because we've been having conversations like this. I knocked over my microphone. Hopefully I didn't mess up your eardrums with that, y'all. Sorry about that. But we just have conversations and it's just run on and run on and run on. I'm going to just tell y'all right now, we've been talking for about an hour. We talked about past experiences, ideas for future episodes, and just like we in the process of talking about ideas for future episodes, we kind of accidentally had that episode. So
but we still gonna give you something uncut and raw when we give it to you. And the funniest part about it all is we didn't even talk about this episode.
We didn't even talk about what we need to talk about. You know what I'm saying? This conversation, this episode we talked about came through on a text. I was like, let's talk about this. All right. So last week was January 6th, 1 year after the attempted insurrection at the United States Capitol. It's going to be a little bit of a serious episode this week, y'all. With that kind of in the back of our mind, 1 year since those events happened, we just want to kind of have a conversation around the general divisiveness that we have here in America. Is divisiveness a word, or should I just say division and leave it alone? Y'all know what?
Your vocabulary is way more advanced than mine, so I'm not even going to try to correct you.
Listen, the word it is today. You heard me. So a couple things, just a little housekeeping. If you get to hear this part, that means that we get exactly what I want. I think I figured out a new way to upload videos on our distribution app. So if you see this video on YouTube, that means this worked out well. If you see this video on YouTube and it's just sound, maybe you won't. Whatever. We'll figure this out, right?
Using the studio?
No, not using the studio.
Okay.
Not using the studio. Using the original file format. All right, that's a little too boring for the listeners. Divisiveness in America. We're gonna rock with that. I'm gonna just put divisiveness in the title of this episode today. But
nobody gonna find this
they will find it because we got 1 million subscribers, and they get notifications every episode, every Wednesday, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What's happening with you? But let's talk about divisiveness in America. Why are we so divided? How can we be less divided? Is there an opportunity for us to be less divided? What do we do? And again, before we get into this conversation, we told y'all this before. We ain't experts, we homies. So if you think we about to solve it, I appreciate you having that much faith in us. But that's not what we're attempting to do right now, at least. So I'm gonna let you lead it off, bro. What's your thoughts on the state of the United States?
Well, my thoughts is that we'll forever be divided.
Okay.
And truthfully, ain't nothing wrong with it. It is, but it's not. I mean, you gotta hear me out.
I'm listening.
So all we are is programmed. And when you look at it from that aspect of being programmed, from day one, there was division. Now, listen, I know there's some theory buffs and theologists and all these folks that just have these other ways of views of looking at things. We just going from what they tell us. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to get into that whole road of different ideology of, America. But from what they tell us and, when they arose, who had the land first? Who had the land first?
Oh, I thought you were I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, the Native Americans had it first.
So if they had it first, when the Pilgrims, as they call them, came, do it like this, Native Americans said this is how it's supposed to be done. And so the one with the most manpower and firearms won. It was division from the gate. So then when you look into that division and you take it deeper, somewhere from, Pilgrims and Indians, we had colonies. And there was division in the colonies. From the colonies to the north and the south. Redcoats and blue coats. From day one, there was division. So, in a sense, I say there's nothing wrong with it because it's been here for a lifetime because we're programmed in that manner. So, my whole take on it is, could we do better? I mean, yeah. But if we did, would we all be the same? You got to have that balance. You got to have that division. Otherwise, we'll all be rich. We wouldn't need or want for shit. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be a struggle. There wouldn't be a story. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have these one-off situations where somebody makes it, into a different, whether it's tax bracket or status or what have you. But no matter how you slice it, there's division. There's division in money. There's a division in status. Positions at jobs. And you need it. The military has division. Sports got divisions. I mean, no matter how you slice it, it's always going to be something that's going to distinguish one person, class, or act from another. When you take genres or categories, it's divisions. So we'll forever be divided because we're always going to have different tastes in things. We all going to like different things. We all going to want different things. Everybody don't want the same. Some people content with little, some people not content with a lot. I know you expect me to say content with a lot, but no, not content with a lot. They're always going to want more. There'll never be satisfaction. And that's going to divide those people from the people that will gain a lot and are satisfied.
So this is going to be one of the ones we agree. You know, one thing I've learned in my career of not only in sales, but then also in positions I've had of leadership where I'm responsible for training and developing other people, is that humans are just simplistic in nature. And I heard someone use those exact terms recently, which is why sentence came out in that way. But humans are simplistic in nature. And from the very moment where, I guess, birth, from the very moment you're born, you are this or that. From the moment you're born, you're declared male or female. When you, I'm trying to think of like other childhood moments, but you're into, I don't know, cars or dolls, or it's or you're a nerd or an athlete. I mean, it's just, we're quick to just from the moment you're born, even until you're like an adult. All right, you're either conservative or progressive. You are your Android or iPhone. You are, I mean, we seem to have this take on life. And I used to say this to someone that was one of my subordinates in a previous position. We have this habit from just the moment that you're born and just the way that we live our lives, that everything is black or white, right? It is this or that. That's a song. You can get with this or you can get with that, right? Is that
yeah, no gray areas.
And I used to use this with one of my like I said, the person I had used to work with under me is, I would tell her, hey, the world isn't black and white. There's reds, there's orange, there's blue, there's yellow, there's green, right? And I believe in my core that as humans, we have an ability to see things in multiple different forms and whatever, right? Like most humans are not going to see the world from a black or a white perspective. We're not speaking racial. I'm just using black and white in terms of just basic color examples, right? Most people aren't going to see things in black and white. Like most people are going to see things blue, yellow, green, orange, fuchsia, pink. Like you're going to have a blended view as to how you see things. But because of the way our world is designed, you're put into this category, and everything here falls into that category. And not necessarily none of this necessarily relates to, or none of this specifically relates to January 6th, but I think January 6th was, at least for my life, I think it was like the greatest moment of, how do I want to put this? For me, when I watched my TV on January 6th, I saw, from my perspective, people that believe something that I did not. Like they believed that an election was stolen, that there was this massive wide fraud, and that, I don't want to relive that life, and I don't want to, give anybody PTSD, try to remember that day or anything like that. But to me, that was just like the greatest evidence of division within the United States. It's just like these people here that believe something totally different. And I'm being very generalistic in that nature. I'm sure we've heard that not everybody had ill intentions and things of that nature. I'm not looking to litigate January 6th. What I'm saying is that that day was just evidence that there are people that just think totally different from how we think and how we feel and how we think the world should operate. I hope I'm making sense. I feel like I'm saying a lot, but I hope I'm making sense.
No, you are.
And I mean, that's just for me where I'm at. It's just like, it seems like it's at our core, from everything that we do. Am I making sense when I talk about that from like childhood?
I mean, it is. It starts at the beginning. Like I said, whether you want to go from birth or you want to go before birth, it's generational. It doesn't matter. It comes in various forms, but that is definitely is the truth. It starts at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? When you're born, you're on one side or the other, and from there you continue to pick sides. And that's just the nature of the beast. Now, the thing is, people say, well, how could we become more one? But the thing of it is we have to understand when to become one and when to be different. And I think that's the biggest misconception, is that we're not trying to all be united in everything. You know what I'm saying? But be united in some things. And that's where it's at. It's okay for you to have your beliefs at home or your religion or whatever, but we still fight for the same cause.
Let me help you, because you triggered a thought in my head, and I think what you want to say is, at least what I'm hearing you say is, there's a difference between being united and being in uniform. Like, two people that have different opinions or different goals, I believe, can come united for one purpose, right? But to be in uniform, to be the exact same thing, that would be bad. I think does that.
Yes, and I mean, and don't get me wrong. In some instances, like militant style or war style, to be uniformed, you know what I'm saying, it's not necessarily bad. To be uniformed in area isn't necessarily bad either. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want everything uniform. You don't want, what I'm saying? For instance, you don't want a whole company uniform. If all of you are the same, who's going to come up with the ideas? Who's going to do the production? Who's going to, you know what I mean? We all can't be the same.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So like, I get where you're going with it, but yes. And I think that's the biggest key, is we're all trying to make this like cookie cutter idea of, I guess what they say would be I guess like a utopia in a perfect world, we all want this cookie cutter way or cookie cutter idea that fits everybody. And truthfully, that's not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And I think in that, this is how, like, and I guess we're now unearthing divisiveness. I think that you begin to understand, that's not how I want to say it. In creating that's how we this is not going to make sense. That uniform mentality, you think, okay, this person fits here. So like this person in this group, okay, all right, let's just get into it, because this is what's happening. We say it, right? Oh, if you're a conservative, You hate black people, you hate gay people, you you hate black people, you hate minorities, you hate gay people, you hate poor people, right? And that like that's not true. And if you're a liberal, right, you want everybody to be gay and happy. You think nobody should have to work and everybody should just get checks from the government every single month and like there's just like these boxes that not only are you classifying somebody telling you that you should fit in this box if you are one way, but then you also believe that someone that's different from you believes this other thing, right? I remember about a year ago, actually it was over a year ago, it was during like election season for the United States. So this is 2020 actually, election season for the president. And I was having a conversation with someone. Someone shared something, I disagreed with it, and he checked out my page and responded, was like, I can see now that you're obviously just a Democrat, and this is your party. You're just sticking for your party, and it was like not anything necessarily relative specific to Democrats or Republicans, right? It was just like I disagree with what you're saying about this topic, right? It's like,
Right.
oh, okay, you're obviously just a Democrat, so like you just don't matter, right? So he just like, oh, I disagree. You must fit in this box. And like, can we have a conversation? Can we try to understand each other? No, you're putting me in this box and you're saying you're not worth my time having a conversation.
And that's more often than not, the easy way out for folks.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can't have a conversation. Everybody don't know how to spark a conversation. Or the biggest issue of most is everybody can't be okay with a disagreement. Like if you don't agree with me, then we should just stop talking. But that's not the case. Like talking is what gets to the bottom of things. That's how you get to a resolution or understanding with one another, so therefore, okay, it's okay for that person to feel that way because that's where they're coming from, or experience in life have made them feel this way. You know what I mean? But a lot of times we negate the fact that life experiences or, just beliefs in itself are different. And so that because you don't agree with my beliefs or, my ideology, then you're wrong, or, you're this or you're that. And that's, what I'm saying, the worst part about it. And that's what creates the division, that most people are always trying to resolve, or they'll say, I'll just agree to disagree.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying? Like that's the same thing. Like it's you might as well just argue and you just pro your point and this person pro their point, never get to a common understanding, because to agree to disagree is just basically I don't care what you have to say.
Yeah, exactly. It's I don't want to hear it because and I think it's probably a whole nother episode in itself, but you kind of touched on it. There's a lack of communication. People don't have the ability to talk to each other. I don't know what divorce rates look like right now. But I mean, if people aren't talking, like if you're not talking to your friends, you're probably not talking to your spouse when something happens and you don't like it, what they have to say or what they did, or you just kind of keep quiet, but it nudges at you just a little longer, it just
Reason being,
go ahead.
Reason being is, like I said earlier, because we're programmed. It's learned behavior. It's what we're taught to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like one thing that I hate that I do. I can't help it, but I like apologize for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like oh my bad. You know what I'm saying? Or just I dropped this. Oh my bad, sorry. I ain't mean to do that. You know what I mean? Like it's natural. It happens. Like you're gonna drop something. You're gonna do, you know what I mean? Like it didn't touch nobody, it didn't hurt, but oh my bad. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. It didn't stain the carpet or nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because it's a program thing. It's something that you've learned to do over time with jobs and, you know what I'm saying, parents, and you know what I'm saying. What happened is just you make a mistake and the first thing you do is apologize. But
I don't know if there's
mistakes
anything
is
wrong with that.
But I'm saying what I'm saying is because we're programmed. Everything is a learned, you know what I'm saying, behavior. So what happens in that aspect is in the same thing where we're saying, you know, you don't agree with me. You know what I'm saying? The learned behavior is just to shut down communication. We're not taught how to resolve issues. We're not programmed to resolve issues. We're programmed to just say, I'm right. They don't understand. So I'd rather agree to disagree. So that way it saves face or no one gets irate in the situation. You know what I'm saying? It's a calming factor than just to have a discussion.
You know, how much of this is from our inability to have these discussions, like everything is just boxed in to the point where you don't even have to think, right?
That's more and more now.
I mean, but like even as simple as, man, you go to, I haven't eaten McDonald's in I don't know how long, but I know that the number one is a Big Mac with a medium fry and a medium drink, right? So like, how easy is to say, give me that, as opposed to thinking, maybe I actually don't want a burger and fries. I used to use that trick. I don't want to use the term trick, but I already put it on wax. But that like when I worked in the cell phone industry, we talk about selling bundles. Like you go into the McDonald's. We used to use McDonald's, for example, was number one. It said Big Mac, fries, and a drink, right? And like me, I'm a weird dude. Sometimes I don't feel like having fries. Like, and like we've had this conversation. Like, I'm working on my fitness journey, you know what I'm saying? It's a journey, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm the kind of person, and not so much these days, praise God, I've been delivered. But like I would do 2 sandwiches instead of doing some fries. It's just what I would do. So I know you saying like that ain't that bad, but like I would just want more meat, you know what I'm saying? But you also in better shape than I am, so I want to hear from you.
Maybe you just need to take the top bun off of your sandwiches.
That's not the point. The point is I would have the conversation with people, in particular. I'm just getting way in the weeds now. I would have a conversation that I love the cheeseburgers, just the regular cheeseburger at McDonald's. So like you could buy their 2 cheeseburger meal, and that joint was like $5 or $6, right? But
$5.
I don't care about the fries. So like, why would I not just get 2 or 3 cheeseburgers and get the $1 drink and spend $4? It's less, and I get what I want, right? Like, because I knew how to get things out of cart, it would actually be cheaper for me to do that. But it's easier to just say, give me a number 2 and just keep moving on with your life, right? And so like the point that I'm making going down that whole rabbit hole is that it's just there, right? We have these systems, like all these corporations and companies have just learned how to like streamline things for you to the process to where we simply just
we do what they want us to do.
We don't have to think to be able to function in life. All you have to do is be able to function, right? Like that's all you have to do is be able to just have basic functions, be able to talk, be able to,
But it's so
That's
hard because that's, like you said, that's where it's came to. They've used technology to understand us and how simple we are, how easy it is to program us, how easy it is to get us to do what it is they want us to do. You know what I mean? So in the same aspect, that's why you're gonna always have division
yeah, because everything
because
is.
it's controlled.
Mm,
I mean, we can go down that rabbit hole, but I'm just saying it's a true factor. You know what I'm saying? There's not okay, even if you want to go to like the old heads where they say there's nothing new under the sun, you know, it because it's controlled. They've seen it all. They know how to get you to operate in a manner, to think in a manner. Think about it. We've had how many presidents now?
46.
And do you see how for certain presidents you get certain groups to band together or act in certain manners for, their beliefs and what have you? Trump probably had the craziest bunch that you've seen, but every president had a group that would have did the same thing. It's the strings that's being pulled on.
Expand on that. I think I know where you're going, but I don't want to assume for you.
I mean, it's okay. You're telling me Barack Obama couldn't have got a group to storm the Capitol?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You telling me George
Okay.
Bush couldn't have got a group to storm the Capitol?
Mm,
Bill Clinton couldn't have got a group to storm the Capitol?
okay. Okay. I know where you're going.
It's so, like I said, it's the vision is there. It's always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? And to look in it, it's always going to be a programmed aspect that it's uncontrollable. We can only control what we can control. But at the same time,
are we going to control what we can't control, or are we going to control what is easy to control?
For some, for most, let's say for most, they're going to control what's easy to control. For some, we're going to control what we can't control because that's just who we are. That's who we're programmed to be. You rather have the ball in your lap at the last seconds. Some people rather see the ball in your lap at the last seconds. We always going to be divided. You know what I mean? No matter how you slice that pie, no matter how you go about it, America will never be what the mind shows us being when we say, united instead of, really meaning uniformed, like you said earlier. Because I think we are united.
Why do you think we're united?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, we band together for a lot of causes.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So
You about to start a whole nother episode.
So when you look at it, in real life, we're always looking out for one another. And division plays no part of it, but it does. You see what I'm saying? So like it's not the division that you will look at in a normal sense. Now it goes to the categorized division. Your wealth class, your neighborhood. We're way more united than what we would like to believe. On a grand scale, nah.
We're united by circumstance. I can agree with that.
That's what it's meant for. You know what I mean? Like it's
Harvey, hurricane, whatever happened in New Orleans early this year.
I mean, heck, in Kentucky, we just had tornadoes, wiped out a whole town.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I watched all across the state because I'm here. Get together. I'm talking, hey, we got a truck and trailers and buses leaving on this day. Please donate what you can. This town, hey, we got some stuff going this day. Please donate what you can. Hey, we've been down with a truckload. We know they need this. We're coming back to take another load of just these items. But it happens all the way around. When you look at it, they collect and pledge money and the whole nine for these relief efforts that's coming in from all cities and states to help rebuild. You know, when Katrina happened, those folks moved all across the United States. Moving in with folks,
yep,
getting helped by folks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you can't say we ain't. We all got some compassion and sympathy, you know what I'm saying, for circumstantial situations.
Or circumstance, exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but we're still united. You know, what more do we need to be united for?
Yeah, I think it's about what we said earlier. You know, it's about being able to have real conversations, being able to engage in real conversations and listening. You know, a guy I used to work with, shout out to Adam. I don't believe he made this phrase, but he would always say it, you know, you're born with two ears and one mouth, meaning you should be listening twice as much as you speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't believe he made that phrase, but you know,
definitely not.
To me, that was always, you know, when I heard it, I'm like, that's the one right there. You know, we kind of, I think that's the thing. Like, even when people listen, you listen through a filter. Like, I just talked about, you know, the guy that was just like, oh, you disagree with me, you must be Democrat, you must think this, and that. Listen, we talked about it earlier. I just moved, right? One thing about me is I'm intentional about when we get on here. You and I talked about this before we recorded. I'm intentional about the shirts that I wear, in particular on here, because anything that I want you to see, it's somebody that I don't mind promoting. This is Kev on Stage's shirt. I'm a big fan of his. Y'all see me a lot in my God is Dope hoodies or t-shirts, whatever, right? Because I don't mind promoting that company. It's a good message. It's a Black-owned company. And anyway, that was real off topic, but we went and we were, my family and I, we were looking at a house a couple weeks ago. We were looking at a house and we're being shown the house by the owner. And we're like, oh, we're coming from, you know, well, I don't live there anymore. Coming from Ferndale, Michigan. And you know, like, we're gonna move, and we're looking at the town that we were looking into, and I'm wearing my God is Dope hoodie, and you know, while we're just looking around the house and we're talking, and the lady just goes, I couldn't live in Ferndale with a family. It's just way too progressive over there. And listen, like Ferndale, Michigan is known to be an area with a lot of gay people, right? It's known as that. They have a gay pride parade there every year during Pride Month, whatever, right? And there was also a point at a previous job where I talked to people, and I worked in Ferndale, or I'm sorry, I was telling them I lived in Ferndale, and they're like, oh, what's that like over there, right? And like, it just shows that people think that, oh, this is what happens here. Like, I can tell you that I lived in that town for 5 years, and I can honestly tell you that I met one gay couple from Ferndale, and I actually met them outside of Ferndale. Like, it wasn't even in Ferndale when I saw them, right? But it just goes to show that people that like don't know, they believe, oh, this is where all the gays are. So all the gays are just around here and doing and being gay and being out and just like whatever. First off, what's wrong with gay people being out? Like, mind your business, live your life. They're not bothering you. Let me just
Black 101.
Anybody that's gay, like, feel free to like hit us up on the socials, use the hashtag what's happening, whatever. But I have a friend who's gay that told me years ago, right? Years ago, that like gay people have the ability to, and if I'm saying this wrong, y'all forgive me, y'all correct me because I'm not gay, but gay people have the ability to just pretty quickly know who's gay and who's not, right? And if they are gay and you're not, they ain't even 105 times out of 106, they ain't even thinking about you. They ain't sweating you.
Yeah, you're more concerned about them than they concerned about you.
Facts, right? So like, number one, like, gay people aren't trying to like inspire your kids to be gay. In fact, they're actually inspiring your kids to be themselves, right? Because they went through traumatic crap, whatever. That's a whole other.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're gonna do another episode. What?
And we've been all over the place in this episode already. But the point that I'm making is that like, these people are just like, oh, gay people, this is a gay town, so everybody that's in that town is just gay and doing gay stuff, and just like, and it's just like an ignorant way to think, to believe. But it's just like, there's something that happened that said, oh, here's the box, here's what happens in that box, right? And life is just not that way. Like, it's just not that way. Like, there's all sorts of nuance, right? You can't put people, that, I think that's just the best way to put it. You can't put people in boxes. You can't put each other in boxes. Get to know your fellow man, your fellow woman, and understand people for who they are and what they are. And if we can if we can begin to do that, that's how the temperature cools, is understanding each other, right? That's just how it's done. Like, get to know somebody, just talk, and then listen, like, and actually listen for understanding, not listen for what you hope to hear. Listen to understand who they are, because in some format or another, me and Fred get on this podcast, and this is episode 10. For 10 straight weeks, we find something to disagree about, right? And I need y'all to understand that we've been finding something to disagree about for 10 straight years. And that's still my brother.
All love.
So it's about being able to listen, even when he's slurping on the
I knew you was gonna say something like, here we go.
and drank good.
You know, just ain't trying to swallow all the ice, big dog.
Man, I ain't mad at you, brother. I ain't trying to have you choke on the podcast neither. That would not be. I would for sure put that on the socials, though, just so you know. Hashtag what's happening.
I'm dying. He laughing.
I'm gonna laugh at the funeral too.
Messed up stuff right
That's
there.
wrong. It's like, I feel a little bit bad about it, but I'm still laughing about it.
Till I'm dead.
But yeah, man, I think that's the best way. I think united by circumstance. I never really thought about it like that. You know, I guess I've never thought about it in that term, because like, I've often had that thought, like, man, like, when it comes time to like put it together, yeah, I think about early February, maybe 2021. And Texas I was just thinking about the people in Texas. They had that big old storm. And it wrecked their power grid. Folks didn't have power because their system just couldn't handle it, right? And, they had all sorts of shelters. They were using buses to as warming centers, and just like they were coming together the best way they can. But like that's united by circumstance. But like they weren't listening. Like, hey, something like this could happen. There could be a storm that could happen like this. And if it does happen, y'all not prepared. We're gonna be all right. And like that was in early 2021. 3.5, 4 years prior to that was Hurricane Harvey. And I remember reading an article that said for some 20 years, scientists and meteorologists and whoever else had the expert knowledge was telling them like, hey, a storm like this could happen and the system ain't prepared. And they were going to the city council in Houston, just But when it came time, when it got bad, let's load up, donate money here to help. Let's send trucks here for food and things of that nature. And we can be reactive when it comes time, but we're not proactive. And that's what I mean. Like, we're united by circumstance. Oh, people are actually like stuck in the water and losing their homes. Let's help. Let's do that, right? God bless America. This is the greatest country in the world. But like regular everyday, man, get on out of here, bro. You bum stickity. Go get a job. You like
it's real talk though. That's the mindset. I gotta admit I'm guilty of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate to say it, but I am. If you 15 feet from the Walmart that's hiring and America's hiring right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I really ain't got no help. You know what I'm saying? But in a situation where the whole town gone and you just ain't had no choice but to be, you know what I'm saying, without, I could find it within me to, you know what I'm saying, do a little more. Messed up thing is, same dude on the corner over there, 15 feet from the Wally World, might be from the same town.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And truthfully, until now, I just thought about it like that. But I mean, it's really just the mental of how you condition. I'm conditioned to think, and I've seen it. That's why I'm also conditioned in that way to think that the person that's 15 steps from the Walmart probably really don't need me as the person as they can't lie about their whole city being wiped out all across the news, across America. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it happened. Now,
Right.
I mean, they can go down there and be helping on relief and acting like they was living there. I mean, but chances are that probably wouldn't be the case, But I mean, just in general, I'm gonna unite with those people versus, you know what I'm saying, the ones that's in my town. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. I can't really look at it any other way. But that's just, like I said, I'm programmed to think like that. When I was in Cincinnati going to college, I watched a cat walk up on me, my mom and my auntie and my cousin, and had his whole, I still remember the line to this day, had his whole skit down pat. He hit his pocket, he shake this change in his pocket. He said, hey, look, I got $4 in quarters. I'm just asking for $1 so I can get a $5 sub. I'm homeless. That was his line to this day. And true enough, me and my mom, none of us, all we had was plastic on us. We had like literally no cash. Very next day, I'm coming through the same exact spot. I take a right and I'm going up Calhoun, and there's like church/thrift shop right here across the street from the Subway Shell gas station that I previously talked to the guy at. And as I turn the corner, this guy is in the corner with a wad of money of ones that he couldn't hold with two hands. And I looked at him as a struggling college student, was like, bro, man, you know what I did to you today if I gave you my money yesterday? It's just been $1, but it's been the principle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm really out here struggling. And you out here, you know what I'm saying,
Living
scamming.
lavish. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, whether it was ones or not, he had to have 500 to abandon ones. You know what I mean? Like,
and you know what's funny is this goes back to how like you're formed, right, into your young age. I got a similar story. So story time with your boy. So one day I'm young, right? I don't know how young I was, but I had to be young. And I know I'm young because I'm in the back seat. It's me and my sister in my grandmother's car. We had just left church. I'm thinking it had to be over the summer and it had to be Friday night service because the sun was still out. And the reason I know I'm young is because my grandmother's pumping the gas and I'm in the back seat and it's not me pumping the gas, right?
mm-hmm.
But my grandmother's pumping the gas and the guy walks up, excuse me, and you see her get startled for a second. And he just backs up like, oh, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. I may have told you this story before. He's like, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. I'm just trying to get some change. And he's shaking his little cup. I'm just trying to get some change. I'm just trying to get a bite to eat. And I will never forget my grandmother. Now, my grandmother saved, sanctified, baptized, filled with the precious Holy Ghost. She looked at that man dead in his eye and said, I'm not giving you a dime. But if you walk across the street to that McDonald's, I'll buy you whatever you want. Right? He's like, no, I've been collecting. It's good. I just need a little bit more. She goes, that's all right. You can work on your next meal tomorrow. Oh, that's all right. I appreciate you. And from that moment on, like I'll never forget that day. I'm like, oh, he was hustling. Right? Yeah. Now for a second, I was low-key mad at her because I'm like, well, I gotta eat neck bones and black-eyed peas, and like this rando dude, you about to get him some McDonald's. I want a milkshake. I want a
right.
I want a Big Mac. Something. Come on, why are you playing, grandmother?
You tripping though? Them neck bones and peas was gonna be on fire though.
You know, I'm young at the time.
I know.
I'm Yizzy. You know what I'm saying?
I should have really been a fat man, dog. Right? Like that sounds like a great time to be.
But like, you know what I'm saying? But like from that moment on, bro, I swear to God, I won't say never, but like anytime anybody's like asking for like something and they need it, like I'll never give money. I'll go buy you a meal. I'll go buy you a meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't
gonna lie to you. I'm honest as people is with me. I ain't gonna lie, like, cause in that same exact spot, like where I told you, old boy asked us for the $1 because he had $4 in quarters and he's trying to get a foot long sub, and I seen him across the street. I pulled back up to the same gas station. This was like in the summer. It was the semester was done. You know, it was summertime, getting ready before come back for fall. I'm up there, and dude come out the gas station. He said, hey, brother, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I got like 76 cents. I'm trying to get a beard out. Can you help me? Bro, I went in my armrest. It's 2-3 of them where they give with that big dog. He was honest. Like, I can't even be mad at you. Like, he wasn't sugarcoating it. Nah, man, listen, if I get a 211 Cobra, whatever, it ain't, man, if it make it to a Corona, so be it. But shit, I'm just trying to give me a beer.
Man, you know, that happened. That happened on social media a couple years ago. Somebody opened up a GoFundMe and was like, just trying to get a beer. And dude ended up getting like $20,000, something stupid. Like,
bruh, like on some real life though, like, you know why? even though like people probably didn't think it was gonna turn into that, but it was some honesty.
Yeah.
It was enough.
Oh man, you cut out. Oh man. Well, bro was gonna say something about it was enough honesty to where everybody was just like, you know what? Yeah, it was all
Hey,
good.
straight up.
Okay, you back now. You cut out.
But like just real talk, be like, man, I feel that man that want a beer.
Yeah.
I want a beer too.
Right?
Let me go ahead and put him $1 or $2 on this joker real quick, get him a beer. You're gonna win 9 times out of 10 with honesty before you win with a lie.
But also it just shows that like we would you could be honest about a beer and people will believe you, but if you be honest, like, yo, I need to pay my rent, like not gonna be able to do it, dog.
But look at what you asking for too.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You asking for help on $200. I need help on $200 too. Shit.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
You asking for a 99-cent beer? God damn.
I get you a beer.
For you to even have to succumb to ask for 99 cents for a goddamn beer, it gotta be goddamn bad. I'm just being honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, just real talk.
Thanks.
For you to have pride to ask for a $200 damn electric bill and you ain't even got 50 cents on it, I ain't got no help either.
Right. Yeah, man.
I mean, it's all programming, but I low-key might make GoFundMe real quick. Shit, I need a beer. See, if I get 20 fucking now, hey. But somebody might program me to be different. I might be panhandling soon off the internet. Shit. we all, hey, we're very simple creatures. That's it.
Simplistic in nature, man. And that simplicity creates the division. So I guess that's the end of it, man. Don't be afraid to like be a little nuanced. You know, learn that, you know, just because you like an iPhone don't mean you can't have an Android tablet. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, that's the best way I could come through. Bro, everything we do, look, even me and you, hey, PlayStation or Xbox. All right, we ain't gonna do that.
I'm PlayStation.
We ain't gonna do that.
It's nostalgia. I gotta buy an Xbox after I get a PlayStation. It's just the way it goes. Shouldn't ask. We'll talk about that another day.
Oh, I knew what the answer was because you know I got the latest and greatest Xbox. What's happening with you?
It's trash.
It wasn't trash when you smacked me in 2K17.
Man, you know, I always could play good on an old game.
Man, I'm still mad at you about that beatdown. All right, quick little story time, just so I got into it, and then we're gonna get up out of here. But
them Lakers and smashed him out.
we played NBA 2K17 online. This is in early 2017. I was able to get online, rock with him. We were talking on the phone, but yeah, let's go ahead and run a game real quick. But then like I didn't have a headset or something at the time. I forget what happened. So like I'm just to talk through the TV and I can't say nothing back to him. And not only that, but what had happened is that Fred had gotten injured.
Been on the
at
game
work
for like 3 months straight.
Didn't have nothing to do at home but play 2K. I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
They paid me to be at home. Shit.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together when it came time to play 2K though. That bro had been playing and practicing while I'm working a full-time job trying to raise a family.
I wasn't practicing. Listen. I don't do the practice. I'm like AI.
Beat me down so bad. You would have thought I slapped Fred Mama the way he beat me. It was just unnecessary. It was disrespectful. And then like
if I didn't know him, he'd have lied and said he was 11.
Man.
I'm just a little kid.
Man. All right. I think that's about it we got for this week. Appreciate y'all. Continue to rock with us week in, week out. Drop it every Wednesday, 6 a.m. I expect you guys to set your alarms for 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and listen to us on time. I know that's not going to happen, but I still respect it. But nonetheless, you know, if y'all like what we do, remember, love is a verb. You know, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating on your podcast app. Share us out on your social medias. Tell a friend about us. Tell a bunch of friends about us. Follow us on social media. The show is What's Happening, WHUSHATTNIN. Y'all should know how to spell it. We 10 episodes in. Follow Fred, Mr.humble_beginnings. I know his socials better than he do. And y'all can follow me at Archbishop Swag. Don't ask me about it. It's been my name for 11 years now. That's it, man. We're going to see y'all next week. I appreciate the love. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Make sure you listen to people more often. Listen twice as much as you hear. Let's understand each other. Let's work on being united. And you don't have to be uniform to be united. See y'all next week.
Peace.